it's always interesting to come to this show because it's just so much bigger than anything else that we've really been to before, for me anyway. It's such a pleasure to be able to be here again for my 4th time and to still have this many people turning up. It's insane. It's insane.
There's a scene where Fred and George are in the tent at the Quidditch World Cup, and they're all really excited as the Weasleys are getting into the big tent there, and they do the whole feet off the table. That wasn't scripted, and yet that's what I get asked to say quite often. I know. Yeah, same.
What about you, Bonnie?
So much as, when you work on I guess I later learned this upon going into other productions and filming on other shows and realizing it's very different than Harry Potter, whereas obviously my first experience, the script and the lines and everything is so heavily kind of protected in a way because the journey to adapt the book to the screenplay is such a feat and takes so many, drafts and different things because obviously it's so hard to adapt. They had to cut so much of it out, sadly. So when it then did get down to the final script, there was always this kind of more preciousness to it, which I always just thought what filmmaking was until I went on other film sets and lines would change quickly and things would happen. But my first line wasn't actually in the script. Good luck, that I say to Harry as he goes through into platform 9 3/4. Chris Columbus, the director, gave it to me on the day. So I actually thought my part in the first film was a non-speaking part. And then I got 2 words.
Money!
Yeah, I was
Royalty.
Nice.
So yeah. What about you, Matthew?
Obviously, being the professional I am, I stick very closely to the script.
But of course.
But there was only one, and it was... I can't remember exactly how it played out, but when we blew up the bridge in the final movie, I don't think that Neville originally said something when he came up, and it was kind of I talked to David about it, and it was kind of the Indiana Jones moment, and I wanted to do some kind of thing with that, but it didn't quite make sense, and so he just said just think of something that Neville would say, and being incredibly sarcastic that I usually am, I just said, "Oh, that went well." And that was it. We kept it in, and that became the line. Yeah.
No, it was not. All I remember walking into the Great Hall, when you see in the first 2 movies especially where they show the feasts, even just looking at it, when you get a sense of smell, when you get a memory of vision, all I can think of is sprouts and overcooked veg, the smell.
Oh.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah, but I also remember that one of the first food things we filmed was one of the big banquet scenes, and you basically just told eat what you want. So we're all just digging in, and I can remember looking over at the main table, and Maggie Smith was literally having the smallest little nibble of it. I thought, I wonder why she's not eating all this food after take 50.
Yeah.
And you still need to do exactly what you did in take 1. You're literally oh God, I don't know.
And you're on day 4 and it's the same food.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
True.
And so any aspiring actors out there, if there's any other food scene, minimal bites, small bites.
Just tiny. What about you? Do you remember anything specific? Any specific smell?
I don't eat on camera for that reason. So the smell, absolutely, yeah. It was quite grim, wasn't it? And they used to spray a lot of it with little tricks of the trade. They'd spray it with WD-40, varnish or something, wasn't it?
Hairspray.
Yeah.
Was it marked what you could eat and what you couldn't?
They'd tell you.
Found out.
There were also fiberglass food.
It's a bit of a minefield, isn't it?
Turkeys and stuff.
Is it the fake turkeys?
Yeah, they were fiberglass stuff. I remember too when obviously they hadn't figured out butterbeer when we were filming. We did not obviously get to drink butterbeer on set. And they used this orange kind of juice. I remember just watching them make it offset and being oh, that's what we're drinking. And it was egg whites whipped for the head of the beer looking thing. And then J2O, which is a really shitty juice drink. And that's what we drank. And I realized it afterwards. I mean, we didn't drink that often, but anyway.
So it's like a carrot juice, kind of?
No.
No.
It's like
orange.
orange juice, orange juice with egg white on top.
It's a cocktail.
I thought it was all right.
No.
That's gross.
Okay, it was great. It was lovely.
I'd probably prefer that over the stuff at Universal.
I would be Bandit from Bluey.
If you cannot get a room to love you more, my goodness.
Just say Bluey and everything. Oh, it's like an immediate. I mean, yeah, that's a great one.
Happy one.
What about you, Bonnie?
Well, I think the best character I've ever dressed as in my life was at school, and I dressed as what is the youngest Simpson? Not
Maggie?
No, the baby. Maggie, yeah, okay. So I painted my body yellow, wore like an oversized blue t-shirt, and I just crawled around on the floor all day at school with
How old are you?
with
How old
yellow
are you at
paint.
this point?
I was like 8.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So I think I would do a Simpson character again. Give everyone a big yellow hug that I saw, paint them yellow. Yeah, I would do it. I just loved The Simpsons as a kid. I mean, I literally learned the saxophone because I thought Lisa Simpson was so cool.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you still know how to play saxophone?
I still have my saxophone. I don't say I can play it very well, but I have it still.
But you still have it.
I do.
That's amazing.
So yeah, Simpsons. I would go for.
What about you, James?
Yeah, going down the Simpsons route, that's really good, actually. I'd be Hans Moleman.
Matthew?
Well, I'm a bit of a nerd, so I do this stuff all the time. I was fortunate enough, someone in, where was I? Arkansas, I think. They found out that I always wanted to be in Star Trek, and so they brought me a Starfleet uniform, which is pretty cool. So I wore that for Halloween a couple of years ago. I did Drista Worden from Dungeons and Dragons last year, and I think this year I'm going to try and do Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. I think I'm going to try. Yeah, see how that goes.
I think we all were we'd read the books before.
There was 4, right?
The 4th had just come out. The first auditions, but I remember I'd just finished reading I was reading The Prisoner of Azkaban when we went for our first and second audition, so I was still reading that. And actually, you know the smell that books have? That smell always reminds me of The Prisoner of Azkaban now. And then,
Nice.
So I think for that reason, The Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite book.
I remember actually when we were kind of going off topic slightly, when we were auditioning, obviously because it was the first book was the first movie, and trying to cram in all the rereading almost. We actually got the audio tape. You probably have no idea what I'm on about right now, being like.
No, we know.
But before you had MP3s, you had CDs, and before you had CDs, you had cassette tapes, and the audio books would be like, 6 of these tapes, whatever type of thing?
All right, yeah.
And they'd be a big stack like that, and we'd have them in the car and going to the different auditions, listening to Stephen Fry talking about Harry Potter. So yeah.
Who do you use? Jim Dale?
Yeah, they're different here.
Jim Dale?
The audiobooks are so good.
Yeah.
Can't wait to listen to them with my son, but not with myself.
Not going to read it.
I mean, I could listen to it. But yeah, for long car journeys, which happens a lot in this country. Long rides. My favorite book is The Order of the Phoenix. And it's actually not many, it's not, I don't think, as popular in the favorite books.
I love that book.
Okay, you
say
do.
that.
I just love the order and all the characters that make up that and all those cool auras, and that's the story I want. I want like the backstory of all those characters. But I was 9, just like you, when I was auditioning in the films, and it was actually my older brother Lewis who was the fan of Harry Potter. Like, he had read the 3 or maybe 4 books at that time, and he very specifically said to me, you should go and audition for the role of Ginny Weasley. And I was like, cool, like, don't know who that is, but I idolized my brother, so like, whatever you say, sounds good, I should go do that. And that was what, like, made me decide to figure out how to get an audition. So I did quickly read the first book before I went for my first audition, but my brother was my source of knowledge until I then, like, got obsessed like everyone and was waiting, like you all were, when the books came out, those new books each day. So yeah.
Was he sitting there prepping you, like, you have to play it like this, you have to say the line like this?
No. The only thing he did was just suggest the character, and then he kind of let me go from there.
The Order of the Phoenix was one of my other favorites too.
Oh, good.
There we go.
Love for the
Snap.
Order of the Phoenix, yes.
We hope you enjoyed these panel highlights from DragonCon. That's all we can show you here, but if you want to see the full panel and much more, go to dragoncon.tv. You can sign up for a membership for $10 to see panels from the most recent DragonCon and years past. And this isn't $10 a week or a month. It's $10 for a 1-year membership. So check out dragoncon.tv, and of course come back to Phantom Spotlight for more panel highlights and full panels from many other conventions. Enjoy!